Hutchison out of St. Lucie County.
Hi, how you doing, Commissioner?
Sir, the President makes many statements that are half-truths at best and meant to misinform. What venues are used to give the full and complete information out to the public?
Everybody raise it up. Come on. Come on. Come on. You got it. Come on. BlackBerry, iPhone, iVis. Come on. I know you got it. iPad, iVis, iSpy. This is the power that's in the hand of each and every individual American to know the truth, to know what's going on. You know, it's very simple. If you want to know what the budget breakdowns are, you can Google and you can find it out. If you want to know what the tax expenditures, these cost recovery mechanisms that the oil and gas industry get, only 5 of them, well, 5 of them are shared with other industries. 2 of them are unique to the oil and gas industry, but only 1 of them are used by big oil. That's the truth, that's fact. No one sends direct money to the oil and gas industry. There's no one subsidized. You want to know the truth about our budget, you want to know the truth about our deficits, go out and find it. The information is there. The fact that no one in here knew about Scarabeo 9, that concerns me. If there is a catastrophic event there, and you can go to the Coast Guard 7th District Commander's website, you will see exactly where that oil slick will come. We're at ground zero. So all of the truth is out there for us to know. And let me be very honest. There are some people that are politicians that prey upon the laziness of the American electorate. Okay? They do. Now, I just got to tell you, you know, the first time that I stood before a general and I told a half-truth and half of my butt was in his mouth, I realized that you don't lie to people. Not to mention the fact that I tried to do that to my mom and dad. I got a thumb with it. But if we can restore that sense of integrity and character in Washington, D.C., that people are willing to come down here and tell you, now this is the difference between a politician and a statesman. Tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Then the greatest days of the United States of America is today.
Before the next question, I just want to say it's been 45 minutes of great conversation. I appreciate again the fact that you've come before us here in Port St. Lucie, and great questions, everybody.
Well, you know, the last time I was here in Port St. Lucie, you guys made me run 13.1 miles.
We'll just give you water here and let you relax. Okay, the question here is, why in these financially difficult times are we still importing poverty, such as 4,000 to 10,000 Somali refugees every year? Then these refugees need to be supported by taxpayers until they are imported.
I got to tell you, you know, one of the things also, you know, we got to look at the legal immigration. That's a situation that's going to kill us. You know, I believe first and foremost, as we just talked about, with keeping our oil resources here in the United States of America, we got to take care of this country first and foremost. Now, let me be real honest. When people talk about cutting foreign aid spending is only 2.14% of our overall budget. However, foreign aid spending can be used as a means to, do I need to go? Foreign aid spending can be used as a means by which you influence the behavior of certain individuals in the world. And I'll give you a great example. You know, the United States and the Obama administration just decided they were going to give Egypt $1.3 billion of foreign aid. And if you know what has happened in Egypt, Egypt now is controlled by radical Islamists and the Muslim Brotherhood. As a matter of fact, the Muslim Brotherhood is going to put up someone for president. Now, they threatened to break off the Israeli peace accords if they did not get the $1.3 billion. They did not go through the subcommittee on foreign relations, on appropriations. They decided to go ahead and give them that $1.3 billion. I would have thought that $1.3 billion stayed here in the United States of America. That's a great thing that we could have done, because now we've just reinforced bad behavior in Egypt. I think that the most important thing, as I said, we have got to look at how do we stimulate our economy, not from top-down government spending, but the right type of tax and regulatory policy to get Americans back to work. Americans back to work first and foremost. We got to secure our border. We have to enforce our laws. I have look, when I was over in Afghanistan, when I saw those little Afghan girls going to school, it touched my heart. Because I knew they would never have that opportunity if we had not been there. But here at home, we got Americans. And let me just give you the statistic. On Inauguration Day, in January 2009, there were 39.8 million Americans living in poverty. As of 27 March of 2012, there were 46.2 million Americans living in poverty. That's an increase of 6.4 million Americans. An increase of 45% in the United States of America now on food stamps. I don't want to see Americans having to be victims. I do believe in us having a safety net to make sure that people have a good quality standard of living. But the greatness of America is that the safety net should not then become a hammer, because I want people to get back on the ladder of success and achievement and continue to climb. And that's what we have to make sure we're doing. So we've got to look at how do we focus our resources on American citizens first and foremost, to include the right type of education for our children in our middle schools and our high schools. We're losing generations right now. We cannot afford to do that.
I keep moving around on you, right? Sorry about that. Just to make you get your good profile out there.
Moving targets are hard to hit.
That's right. Giving you an opportunity to get some water too. All right, next question. With China question, with China owning much of our debt,
28%.
yielding the world's largest army and recently launching its first true aircraft carrier, how can the U.S. military continue to absorb budget cuts?
We can. 70% of the mass of the earth is what? In 8 to 10 years, China will have the world's largest blue water navy. Now think about this. Put on your little history caps. The last time an Asian nation invested heavily in energy resources, in raw materials, developed a strategic blue water navy and a strategic air force, I think y'all know the direction that I'm in.
Yeah.
And it ended in Pearl Harbor. The exact same thing is happening right now. And the fact that China owns 28% of our debt puts us at a disadvantage as far as our foreign policy. The reason why North Korea continues to act quite belligerent toward South Korea and the United States of America is they believe that China has its back. The reason why sanctions aren't really not being that effective over in Iran is because Russia and China are blocking those sanctions and kind of behind the scenes helping the Iranians out. China is not our friends. What China understood was that the United States did not defeat the Soviet Union militarily. The United States defeated the Soviet Union economically. So when Hong Kong switched over from British rule over to Chinese rule, the Chinese understood one simple thing. You can take capitalism and you can use it as a weapon against Western civilization. You know, go home and look at your labels and see how much stuff you have that says made in China. God help me, hopefully that flag is not made in China. But you know something that was really a slap in the face, especially for me, because I grew up in the same neighborhood where Dr. King was born and raised. My elementary school was right across the street from the Ebenezer Baptist Church. The fact that that sculptured piece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is not done in the United States of America. It was done in China. The greatest civil rights leader that this country and maybe the world has ever known. It was done in China. That's a testimony to how far we're falling back. This is a serious thing when you talk about the economic battle that we're in, and we're at a disadvantage. There are some people that believe China is in a bubble. That may be true. But for right now, in this moment, China has an economic advantage over the United States of America. Chinese contractors are running Panama now. China is building a port facility in the Bahamas. China is building a port facility in Belize, all over the globe. When I was in Israel in August, on a congressional delegation visiting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. The chief of the Chinese People's Liberation Army was visiting